Howdy y'all, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness. Today we're going to go over the top mistakes that we see in the personal training industry, starting with entry standards, compensation and holiday vacation pay, false expectations with social media, online training, and corporate America. So let's get into it. I've been a trainer for 12 years. I teach personal trainers. This semester I'm going to graduate my 800th student, and the biggest problem I see, entry standards. People think that personal training is fun. I'm passionate about it, so I order a textbook through NASM. I study for 3 to 6 months, and now you can consider yourself a personal trainer. It's nuts. There's weekend courses that you can do. Nesta, it's a 2-day course, 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday. You take that certification, you're now certified. It literally takes more to be considered a nail technician than a personal trainer. There's too much ambiguity. Which cert should you take? Should you go to school? What school? There's schools out there that are $15,000. At Show Up Fitness, we're a 4-month program, but how we separate ourselves against our competition is you get to train real people. We'll teach you not only ACSM, which is the medical side of things, the needs analysis and NSCA, but we will use NASM because of how attractive it is. When you ask a manager at a big box gym, how should I get certified? What's the process? How do I become a trainer? They're going to say, go take your NASM because it's most recognized. In my opinion, I think NASM sucks, but it's a lure, it's a flashy lure to get you in, go to school, learn movement, learn anatomy, physiology, proper nutrition, calories in, calories out, total daily energy expenditure, the equations, and then practice on real people. Other schools are going to have you train classmates. And if I were to train you and you're in great shape, that's not the same as training a 50-year-old lawyer who hasn't worked out in 20, 30 years. And they're super deconditioned, they have diabetes, and they have a medial meniscus problem. So the problem with the expectations, there's no consistency. So how we're going to change this is there needs to be an umbrella that says if you want to be considered a personal trainer, you need to go through 300 hours of education, anatomy, physiology, 17 muscles of the shoulder, 30 plus muscles around the hip, actions, flexion, extension, external, internal rotation. But on top of that, you need to practice on real people. I think there needs to be a practical test. Pass the written portion, hell, write it, send it in, I don't care. But then there should be a 50% marker of testing people in person. So I'm a 30-year-old athlete, I want to perform better, blah, blah, blah. What would my workout look like? And if someone's going to have you standing on a BOSU ball, doing battle ropes, and they don't even do a PAR-Q first, how can you consider yourself a professional? Entry standards are way off. We need to fix that. The second thing is compensation. Trainers come in, I think the minimum wage right now is about 13, 14 bucks. They come in and start training in a big box gym. You're going to make about 22, 25, maybe 30 bucks an hour. Are you pessimistic or are you optimistic? That's twice minimum wage. The average trainers make about $30,000 the first year. That's why about 6 months is your marker to make it. You make it past 6 months, there's a high likelihood that you'll make it to about year 2 or 3. That's when you're going to burn out, and we'll talk about that in a second. But most trainers quit within 6 months because they think they're going to be making a lot of money, and they get frustrated at Big Brother. You got to remember, who are you? Sorry, but you're no one. The name on your shirt on the back, that's why people are showing up. They're going to Equinox because of the brand, not because of you. I have never met a trainer at a big box gym where their clients come to that gym because of them. They came there because of the brand on their back. And so it's not to get bitter at them, get better. Train for 3, 4 years, go through the ropes and earn your stripes. And then go out there and be an independent trainer if you want to, but don't steal your clients. Because unlike the real world, 9 to 5, that's not what's going to be happening as your trainer. You're going to be training real early, you're going to be training real late. You never get vacation pay. You're not going to get paid when your clients don't show up, unless you have them sign a 24-hour cancellation policy, but the majority of the time, you're not going to get paid. I had a trainer who's making over 10 grand a month. He went away, he came back, some of his clients left. He got a paycheck for about 7 grand after that. That's a 30% decrease in pay. That's crazy. If you're not prepared for that, it's going to be really hard to make it in the industry. So the business sense, which brings us into false expectations. We take the unwritten rule, the oath, as a personal trainer, we train when our clients are not working. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., very hot spots to train, also 5, 6, 7 p.m. Social media is killing us. There's a professor back east, don't know exactly where he was from, but he said that there's over 1 billion websites. In his professional opinion, 90% of them were dog shit. 90% of the websites that are out there were misleading, poor information. That's a website which takes money to start. Well, social media doesn't take anything. All you need is a phone and you can have your own social media account. How many people have a Facebook, a Twitter, a Snapchat? There's so many social media accounts out there where people have no idea how to train. They have big biceps, they have nice abs, and now they feel because of their social currency, they have a right to tell you how to train. So it kind of goes back to number one, the entry standards. People don't know what the hell they're doing. They think because they have a six-pack, they can now teach people. The industry is very toxic. You can get bitter or you can get better. I love that. Education is what's going to change this. Online training. People come in thinking they're going to make $100,000 training influencers, models, and athletes. It's not going to happen. So then what we want to do is we train in a big box gym, and we don't like the fact that we're working 16-hour days and we're only getting paid for 5 or 6 of those sessions. So what we do is we think, I just want to do online training. You haven't even trained yourself. You can barely train yourself. How do you expect to write out programs for people that you are not working with? Online training is the next step after you've been a trainer for 3 to 5 years. I like what, I believe it was Dean Somerset who said in my book, How to Become a Successful Trainer, you should not start your online business until you've been training for a minimum of 5 years. 5 years before you get to start working with people online. I have a lot of trainers that start out, I want to be an online trainer. It's frustrating. You're giving me a bad rep as a trainer because you think it's easy. People, listen up. Watch my waist cincher video that I just did. It was embarrassing, but if it's easy, if it's going to give you a lot of money without doing much work, it's probably not going to work. That's the waist cincher. Online training, in my opinion, is way overrated. And to be successful, it's very challenging. If you're doing it just for a quick buck, sure, you can get a lot of your followers to sign up, but they're not going to get results because you don't know how to program. Educate yourself and you'll be successful. And the last one is corporate America within the false expectations. And we go to an Equinox, we go to a Crunch, they dangle that carrot in front of us and you're going to make $100,000, but they don't tell you what it's going to consist of. When they say hard work means being at the gym 12 to 16 hours a day, every day for a good 6 months. And for a lot of those hours, they can't pay you. So if you're going to be there at 5 a.m. for an early session, you have a floor shift at 8 a.m., you need to stay at the gym. You need to be present. You need to be the mayor. So what happens is people come in and they say, oh, you're going to make $100,000. Personal training's so awesome. You need to work for us. But then what happens is corporate America just sucks the life out of you. Because you're working so much, the pay isn't amazing, and when you want a vacation, going back to number 2 with compensation, you don't get paid. So you're in this slippery slope. It's a double-edged sword, where the more you train, the more you're going to make. But what they're doing is they're dangling the carrot, saying it's all about money in lieu of your time. Ask yourself at the end of the day, does that company truly care about you? They're going to talk about a 401k, insurance, great. Personal training isn't easy. And I feel if we hold each other to higher standards, no more of this certification bullcrap. You got to go to school. You got to learn bodies. And there's a minimum barrier where you have to train 100 people and take them through a transformation under supervision of a professional. Compensation, you will make a lot of money. I have a trainer right now that's making over 10 grand a month. I have a trainer that's doing online training. He's making over 15 grand a month. They're making a lot of money and they're very successful, but their stories, they did a lot of work in the beginning, and a lot of work is used loosely today. I work hard. Bullshit. No, you don't. Working hard is not telling people you're working hard. So that's waking up early, doing what your competition is not doing. So on the weekends, you're working. Friday night, you're working. You're being creative, you're writing, you're developing your brand. And then that's going to address a lot of the false expectations with social media. Everyone's a personal trainer now because of the access with social media. Online training, it's not all built up to what it's supposed to be. People think you're going to make a ton of money. You can, but you need to establish the base, the foundation. And then corporate America, it starts with you. You need the big box gyms. You guys need to be very clear and let everyone know that comes in, this is what it's going to be like. Your first 3 to 6 months, the majority of you will not make it. If I have 5 trainers with an onboarding, one of you will be around from a year from now. One of you, maybe. The attrition is so high, it's because we're not educated and we have false expectations. Let me know what you guys think.